Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for joining me again. Today, I'm here with a special guest. We have Andra, who is a front-end expert, and of course, I, who is totally zero in front-end. And the plan is to see what I can do with ChatGPT. Thank you very much, Andra, for being here with me today. I'm glad you accepted my invitation.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for having me. Yeah, I think we're gonna have a lot of fun. Yeah.
you can make a lot of fun of me because you know I will definitely fail today. But I think the plan is you keep a lot of technical, you deliver a lot of technical interviews, on front end stuff. So say you want to employ me in your company, and I'm a junior, so you know that I'm zero, but I want to prove something. And we didn't discuss. The only thing I did is installing this WebStorm that I understood is some kind of IntelliJ, but for web, for front end, and I installed the npm, and that's basically everything I did as a preparation before our today's event. So I don't know anything about how to even create a project, and I want to hear from you which is the problem, exactly the problem you want me to solve. And I will already share my screen. And guys, if you are live here with us, I already see some people here live with us. You have a live chat there, so you can ask us questions or share your opinions in the live chat. If you are watching the event recorded, then of course you can still comment in the comment section or follow us on Twitter and LinkedIn. Let me share my screen. We have WebStorm. This is the only thing that, again, I installed. Where it is, I have no idea. And then Andra, I think you can already told me what you expect me to do.
Yeah, so I was thinking maybe we can create a rock, paper, scissors game, and we're gonna use React because it's really popular right now. I've seen, let's say, this game as an exercise, let's say, for an interview. It's fairly easy. Well, there's, let's say, different implementations of it, right? So you can do it really, let's say, nice with clean code and, let's say, React best practices, but you can also do it in a more, let's say, beginner-friendly way. So I think we're going to try this today.
Okay, so rock, paper, scissors. Can you explain me what I have to implement, like how that works?
Yeah, so basically you're going to play against the computer. So I'm sure everyone knows how rock, paper, scissors game works. So let's say you're going to have maybe 3 buttons to choose between rock, paper, or scissors. And then when you choose one, the computer behind the scenes also makes a choice. And basically the winner out of 3 wins. So yeah. Let's say
I have 3 buttons. I click on a button which will be rock, paper, or scissors, and then randomly the computer selects also an option. Yes. And then I don't remember exactly what the rules are, but if you choose one, is better than the other or something like that. I remember that's how it works.
Yeah, so I can do a recap if it's necessary. Rock beats scissors, scissor beats paper, and paper beats rock.
Okay, and then probably I have to show like a message, you won or you lost, or something like that at the end.
Yes, at the end it will be nice if we have on the UI a message like you win or the computer won. Okay. You're giving it context.
Yeah, I've learned that at least in the past, this is the 4th episode. In the past 3, we have already made some experiments. One of them was I created a Spring Java application. That's where I'm a total expert. So I knew exactly what I have to do. Even if GPT was failing, I knew what I have to do. And then I went one step further and I tried implementing something with Kotlin. I'm not comfortable with Kotlin, but I'm not totally unaware because it's still a language over the JVM. So I try to see how it feels. Like, I'm a Java developer. Okay, someone asks me to work with Kotlin. I'm not really comfortable, but not totally uncomfortable with Kotlin, how it works. And then the third one was with CI/CD and Docker, because Again, this is something where I'm comfortable with doing, but it's outside the Java world, so it's still something like for the Java developer, but outside of this world. So it's not something I'm a total expert in, but I do understand how it goes. And now I said, for this one, I want to do something like I want to really try to do something where I'm totally uncomfortable, not totally. I don't know anything. You know, this will be my first React project ever. We decided, actually you were the one to suggest using React, because it's one of the best, you said, the most used frameworks today, the hype in JavaScript. But anyway, I didn't use either Angular, either Vue, or anything else. I've only heard the name. I'm a totally backend developer. So let's see. I've learned in the past 3 episodes that I need to give it as much context as possible. Because if you give them the context, like you're a Java developer and you don't know anything about front end, GPT hopefully will start with, hey, this is how you create a project, because I'm not sure that I know how to do that. So let me try to give them the context. So as I have no idea about front end technologies, I need to pass a technical interview where I must build an app with React. Okay. I need to implement rock, paper, say the app has 3 buttons: rock, paper, and the user selects one of these buttons. Then the computer randomly selects something, and one of us, the computer or I, win. Okay, so it started well. So it says the ChatGPT can guide me. Let's see if I know. So know that there are many ways to build such an app, but this is a simple one that doesn't use Redux. I have no idea what that is, but it's good that it doesn't use that.
Yeah,
and complex state management. So I understand that it's simple. Is that good? And I can I go with that? Should I use Redux or I can skip?
No, because that makes it a lot more complicated, and yeah.
Okay, so the suggestion is good. For then I understand ChatGPT suggests me, okay, this is fine. And then it starts as I expected with the very beginning. This is something that I did already to, of course, save times. The only thing that I did was installing Node and WebStorm. I think that's what I did. So I will skip that. I will see that. I can see in my console. So this is my console. So I should say something like version, and you can see that it's installed because it gives me something. So that's something I did. And then it says npx create. So it gives me something to do that from the console. I'm not sure if I'm comfortable with that. I would like to use WebStorm. Can you tell me how to?
Basically, okay, it's the same thing, because you just either run that command on the terminal like bash or the terminal integrated in your IDE.
So it's not like I need to create a project like here. Here's a new project. I expect,
No,
okay.
so it's like it's a CLI basically. So it's like the Spring Boot starter.
Okay, so create React app, and here I see is the same command.
Yes, because if you basically, it has some, let's say, Webpack configuration that you don't want to do on your own.
Okay, then I will do what ChatGPT suggests. Okay, I'm just going to. I'm a little bit afraid of going on the console, but if that's the way to do it, then that's the way to do it. I don't know exactly where I can put that. So,
You can,
Webstone for some reason
you can just
suggests
put it here.
me to put it in my music folder. That's where I'm going to do it, in my music folder. So CD music. Okay. Oh, I'm on Windows, sorry. Okay, fine enough. And then it tells me npx create rock paper scissors, and if I'm gonna do that, okay, anything happens?
Yeah, you just need to wait a bit.
Creating new React app. Oh, sounds good. So it looks like it's doing something. Okay, it really looks like it's doing something.
Yes, because in order to have a React app, you also need, because React is not a framework, it's a library. So unlike Angular, where you have the router and the HTTP client, in order to do HTTP requests, let's say, built in it, React, it's built of pieces. So you need everything.
Okay. So I'm just interested if I manage to do something. I'm pretty much sure that I will not learn a lot of things, like at least not that deep, but let's hope that I will at least manage to do something. So while this, I see it takes a lot of time. I didn't expect that. I can go to ChatGPT and see the next thing. So once your project is created, navigate to the project folder. Now open the project in your favorite editor. For this example, I'll be editing that. So ChatGPT will be editing. I thought I should hit edit. And then it gives me a lot of code that I will try to understand. So it's my first time I see something like this. I'm not at all into, I think this is JavaScript. No, I guess, because I see no types. I know that the difference between JavaScript and TypeScript is that TypeScript has types. So I guess this is JavaScript. So I can see some import statements, defines an array somehow for the three options we have. And then it defines something like that looks like a method, but I don't know what that is. I will skip over it. Like an event handle click, I can understand it's an event. This is a function, so it says when some click happens, set the user choice somewhere, so it stores the user choice. Then I guess this is the part where it randomly generates the choice of the computer.
Yes,
And then it stores also the computer choice. So now we have the user and the computer's choice. And then depending on the value, it displays either that is a draw or whoever has defeated the other in some kind of an HTML. Okay. Is that it?
I think you forgot to say best out of 3. I think it's only one try, but I think it's fine.
Okay. So I should I change something? Should I make it? Okay, let's try seeing if I can make it this way, and then maybe we can enhance the project. So did it finish in the end? Happy hacking. I think that should be good. So that would be CD rock paper scissors, no, something like that. And then I should open it from my editor, something like that. So
Yes.
I should be able to find it here in this folder where okay, this is it. Okay. I guess because it gave me JavaScript, I shouldn't click on this one. Oh, it's not a new project. No, it's not a new project. I have to open it actually.
Yeah.
Oh, I closed it completely. I'm so stupid. I feel I'm already failing the interview, no?
No, not yet.
So we until my web store opens again, we have some messages. So regards from Mexico, we say hola as well. I really don't know how to connect my React app to use my Java Spring. I don't know that either, sorry. And then zoom in the browser page to be more clear. The browser page, in the ChatGPT, you mean? Yes, thank you very much for that. So yeah, I should have done that from the very beginning. So I now zoomed in and made hopefully the things a little bit more clear. So WebStorm, and then I say open. And then I open that project. Okay, trust it, and I wait for it to be open. Then let's see what I get. So normally I should find that app.js file. No, it's in the source folder, app.js, in the source folder. A little bit slow, my computer. App.js, okay, found it. And then it looks like, should I completely, my temptation is to like do it like this, copy code, and then go here and
You
say,
don't want to start it though, so you can see what exactly you get at first, and then you add your code and.
okay, so ChatGPT didn't suggest me that, but what you tell me is I should first start it and see if it's working. No, I have no idea how to start this default application. That one should be run. Okay, no. Okay, no problem.
You should ask.
So
Yeah.
how can I start this default app after I created it as you suggested? It says something here, npm start. It actually told me earlier. Now ChatGPT is something like, you stupid, I already told you how to start the application. npm start. Okay, that means I should go somewhere in a terminal and say npm start, something like that.
Yes.
Would that work? Okay, something happens. So I'm not that bad at front end in the end.
And if everything goes wrong, you can blame it on the nerves. So.
Oh, it started actually my app automatically. Why does it take an eternity to start it? Is that normal?
My computer is faster.
Okay, so here it is. It looks like something works, and it even tells me, hey, you can now edit the app.js, save, and save to reload. So that means I don't even need to restart the application. No, it should automatically up.
Yeah, had reload. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's nicer than Java, no?
Yes, because when you work with CSS and you do a lot of, let's say, cosmetic changes, it's going to be a pain to stop it every time.
And then I save. And then where was it? This one was it actually. Yay. And I say rock. Is that it?
Yeah, it's good.
So how do I enhance it? Say that you actually I managed to make this. Would you give me something more, like something more complex? Being in the interview, so I'm still being in the interview, no?
Yeah, we can, let's say, try to enhance this one and maybe try best out of 3. So you choose 3 times and then the computer also chooses 3 times and see.
Okay, nice. So okay, best out of 3 scenario. So you keep track of the scores. So it's all here. It's almost the same, but probably it will keep track of the scores, and at the end, based on who won. Okay, set user score. So what I see, mainly what the difference is that it basically sets the score for the user and for the computer. Then.
And you also get an alert now you win the game if you win. Yeah,
Oh, alert. Okay, so this is like a pop-up, no? Does that okay? Is that okay? Is that what you wanted me to create?
I actually wanted to mention that because it's more in your face, and yeah, so
Okay.
kudos to him.
Okay, so let's do that. So I'm going back here and I'm changing this. It hot reloads from what I see. And I have a problem, no? Oh no.
No, it's just some warnings, but it compiles without them. So
But I want to solve them. Why I get this? I don't like this.
so reset game was used before it was defined, line 35 and 38. Okay.
Warning. Okay. Should be before. Okay, so now hopefully if I copy this, I will get rid of that warning as well. Should I implement some unit tests for this as well at the end?
We
Or is
can,
that
but from my experience, he's not that good at them, but we can try.
okay? So let's say I implement this now. Should I try next to implement some unit tests?
Yeah, I think that would be fun. Also, we created the application using JavaScript. So basically nowadays it's really rare to use JavaScript with React because it's safer to use TypeScript. And yeah, it was, let's say, another idea would be to create the same app with TypeScript because usually
Okay.
it's stuck with the types.
Okay, so let's do that. First, let's implement this scenario, see if it's working without warnings.
Yeah. But I think you stopped the server. Yeah.
What was it? npm start, something like that? Okay. So here it is again. I can close that one. And I didn't see any more warnings, no? Okay.
Yeah, it's fine now.
And I say first one, rock, computer score 1. Then I say scissors, it beat me again. Then I say paper, and then say computer wins the game because it had, I think, the last one. I'm not even sure what was the last one, but anyway, it had more than me.
Yeah.
Okay, looks. And then what you want me to do is to change this from JavaScript to TypeScript.
Yeah,
So
but in order to do that, we have to create the app again. So,
let's see what GPT says. I don't trust you.
okay. Yeah, fair.
Okay. Here are the steps. First, you should create a new React app. Okay. So I guess it makes sense now. It's what you're saying.
Yeah, we can do this or we can do the unit test. So, but
We can do both of them, I think. It looked to me easier than I expected. I was like literally a lot more stressed at the beginning. Okay. So I copied the code and it told me, hey, create a separate one. So let me do like this. Can I close this here and then do something like this and then copy the command, but I want to change the name because I can't give it the same name. So like I copied it into a notepad here and I will say rock, paper, scissors, TypeScript. Okay, so something like this. Can I do it? Something like this? How can I paste it? I'm not sure if it does anything. Okay, now it does something. So it looks good.
yeah.
And this is my first installation of WebStorm. So I think that normally I should have the fonts a little bit larger for everyone to see them. Maybe I can do that or something like this. I expect it's similar to IntelliJ, so maybe editor, font, okay. Okay, usually I use 20 or 18 or something like this. And okay, I think it's better now, so we can see also the code a little bit better. So I created a separate app. My expectation is that according to the first things that I've learned, I have to open it then, and then I have to change the app. I see the extension is different, no?
Yes, because now we have
Yeah,
TypeScript.
exactly. So it's different, but it's same a file named app, and then I have to copy this, going a little bit through it to see if I understand it. So it again looks very similar, just that it defines some types here, whatever that is. It defines a type named choice. I don't understand this. Anyway, go over. Type result. So it defines a choice and the result as types. That's interesting for me. And then it somehow does some things here that I don't understand. Reset the game. Okay, creates something like a button to reset the game as well. So set everything to the initial values. And again, the event says the user choice. Gets the random value. This looks pretty much the same to what I have seen in the JavaScript one. I see not much different, and I see this kind of HTML or whatever that is, where probably the values are pushed. Okay.
Can you scroll up a bit, because I'm trying to, let's say, make it harder for him. No, scroll down, sorry. I'm trying to see if we have types for everything, or because
Here, you mean?
yeah, lower a bit when you have that event. Okay. Yeah, it seems fine. Let's see
Okay.
if it's working.
So I'm going here, happy hacking. That means I can go back to the open, and in the open I can take this one. No.
Yes.
And that was the project. Let's open it in a new window, but my guess is that I need to make sure this one is not running anymore, but I think it isn't. No, it's not running anymore.
It's gonna suggest a new port anyway, if that one is busy.
Okay, and if I remember correctly, I'm going here, and you said first start it because you want to see if everything is in place. So npm start, no?
Yes.
And I wait for it to start, and then I see it. Okay. So is this a React course? Someone asking. No, please don't take at least something anything that I say, never take it as advices when it's about front end. Okay, we have Andra here. She's the expert. She says only the good things, but this is not a TypeScript series. At least I wouldn't do such a thing because I'm not into that. What I try to do here is to see if I, as a zero noob developer, manage to be able to create any front-end apps. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm not sure how to put it in my window here. Anyway, I will leave it this way. And I'm going now to my GPT again. I'm copying the code, and I have to find that tsx file, copy what GPT gave me, save. I see it's recompiling and does some magic here. And then if I'm going back to, is it this one, my React app, rock, paper, scissors. Did it let me do that 4 times? Or am I crazy? So rock, paper, scissors. Why it's not? It's a draw. That's why. Okay. So it's actually is not what it gave me here is not out of 3. It's basically out of 3, which are not draws. Is that right? Is that what you wanted me to implement?
No, actually, so what I wanted was if it's a draw, but I don't think we specified this. If it's a draw, then say it can be a draw out of 3. No, it cannot. So it should never be a draw.
It can be a draw out of 3 if you have 3 draws.
Yeah. Yeah.
So should I ask them to change or go to the unit testing?
No, we should go to the unit testing. I think he did a good job so far.
Okay. So you, for the moment, you think ChatGPT, I could actually work as a junior developer with ChatGPT? Or what is the conclusion?
I think you can pass, let's say, an easy interview, or maybe the, let's say, live coding part, maybe. But you should also, you're going to get some questions. And if you don't pass that, you're not going to pass the interview. So,
Okay. Fine enough.
Let's say for the sake of the conversation, yes, you passed. You're hired.
Okay, so thank you, ChatGPT. I passed the interview. Okay, let's see if so. As a developer, you anyway have to write unit tests, no? So you have to test your application.
Yes.
So my being say this is a real application I'm working on. I need to write the logic. I need to test it. So it's not a job done until I have also the tests in place. No. So let's see if at least, okay, I passed the interview, but does this help me enough to have a job done completely, like not only the logic, but also the unit testing? So can you help me implement also the unit tests for this app? Okay. So this app using Jest and React testing library. Hope this is fine. I don't know what those are.
Yeah, so these are actually the most used ones now. So
okay, so we can conclude that it gave me the, say, best solutions, no?
Yeah, in terms of packages, yes.
Normally, anyway, if I were to be employed and work on something, I would at least, I consider I would know what technologies I use. So in that case, I would most likely ask them, hey, instead of help me writing the unit test, I would say, help writing me the unit test with that specific technology. So we can say that it's still good. So it tells me I have to run this command npm install something, probably the library. So let me see. I'm going here. I should close this app, no? And then I'm running this install. It says that it has high severity, 6 high severity vulnerabilities. I would be tempted to ask GPT what that is. So, but I'm afraid then it will change the library and something like that, which I don't really want. But anyway, so let's say I have a message like this. Is this something I should be worried about? Mm-hmm.
I'm really curious about this answer.
So this message means some of the packages your application is using have known security vulnerabilities. The severity can range from low to critical and high. So I mean 6 high, that means it's bad, no? It's 6 high vulnerabilities. So here's how you can fix the vulnerability. Run npm audit to see a detailed report about the vulnerabilities. This will give you a better idea how the package is causing the issue. The type of vulnerability. To automatically fix the vulnerabilities, you can run the command npm audit fix. Okay, so if I take this, you mean I can go here and I can run this command. So what? I don't really understand anything about here. So, okay, it enumerates me something, no? It says,
yes,
audit report. So it says severity high for this, inefficient regular expression complexity, something, okay. And I only see one or all this because I see severity high, and then I don't see all of them, no? Why I don't see? I would expect to see 6, and I only see 1. And then it also tells me to address all issues, including breaking changes, run this. But this has a flag that was not in the answer here.
It is. It's not maybe below, but I wouldn't do that. To be honest, with the
So you wouldn't run this.
the first one. That
Okay, so you would go with ChatGPT's choice.
yeah.
Okay, let's do that then. Okay. Okay, and I have a lot of errors for some reason. I'm not sure if that's good or bad. No idea. I can try to do something like npm start. See if it works. Oh, shit. Okay.
Can you open the app a bit on the arrows above so I can see what it did?
Oh no! I think I ran it. I ran it in the wrong window.
Yeah.
Or that's sorry. So it was my fault. I had 2 windows, I think, and I ran it in the JavaScript one. So it's my fault. Okay. So I figured it out. It's not GPT's fault. It's mine. This one. I'm gonna try it again. Okay, I don't see any problem anymore, but
Yeah,
I'm
basically it did nothing.
it did nothing. Okay.
Because usually that command can sometimes help you, but sometimes he cannot without you doing
Okay.
something else.
Might not be able to fix. So I think GPT says the same thing. No, there are breaking changes in the version, or there is no fix available yet. In such cases, you can manually update the package. Okay. I think we can skip over that now and go into the testing because it's already too much for me.
Yeah,
So
it's the junior problem, the one with the vulnerabilities. So we should not go into that.
okay, so then I'm going to copy what it gave me here, and I need to put it in the app test tsx. So that means I need to put it here. And what it did is actually it wrote me so test renders app without crashing. So first test to see if the app really renders at all, and then it tests if the buttons exist. So it makes sure that the 3 buttons exist on the page, and then it also tests that the user can make a choice. So it says rock, and then execute a click on the rock button, and then it verifies that the choice, okay, that was the choice.
Yeah, so you don't have a full coverage, but
And then npm test. Okay, so and then I need to run this one, npm test. And it's failing. Or sorry, I'm again on the wrong one. Sorry, my fault. My fault. So tests are running now. I'm not sure if it ended, but it says that 2 failed and 1 passed. So I'm not sure this is
one passed because it's the easiest one. Yeah.
so user can make a choice. Okay, I really don't know what to tell GPT now. I will just tell them, hey, my test passed. So let me try see if I can figure out how I understand these tests. Maybe I can copy some error message and say, okay, so no, not this one. I'm not interested in where's my test. So it says but fail. So the render sub without crashing works. The buttons exist and the user can make a choice, don't pass. So I can just maybe tell GPT, where is it? The second and the third tests are failing. What should I do to make them work? I like the way how it's apologizing.
Really
Let's
nice.
correct those tests. Because the text it checks for you picked rock is not immediately present after the button click event. Okay. This is because the application state update that happens as a result. So somehow the test tries to see the label before the content is in the label. That's what I understand. Or at least that's what ChatGPT believes the problem is. And then I have no idea what it did here, but it used some awaits, which I think they are blocking somehow the action.
It's just
So,
waiting for it, yeah. It's
so if
just
I'm
waiting for it to find, yeah.
so if I'm taking this and replace the second and the third, and then I should use again npm test, I guess.
Yes.
Oh, it already does that. I don't
Yeah.
have to
Because
run
it's
it again. Oh no. And I'm pretty much sure they're the same, aren't they? Okay. Yeah, okay. So back to GPT. So we need to wait a certain elements to appear. The find by text function should be used in the third test. User can make a choice because it's handling asynchronous updates. Okay, I'm not sure I understand, but I will just try as a dummy developer to really take them and then put them there and see if it's working.
You need to import something, or it did. I saw
No,
for a second, yeah, you need to import wait for because you don't have it.
okay, then that's probably my fault because probably
Yeah.
yeah, that's okay. So it's my fault. I should have. That is a little bit uncomfortable, no? Because we were discussing about different things here, and in my experience, I tried to see the experience of using it, and sometimes the fact that I don't know now the language. For example, if I would have worked with Java, I would have probably seen that myself because I don't know at all the framework and the language and stuff like that. I didn't see that. So I was tempted to copy the tests and not the whole file. And to be honest, I don't like the fact I have to copy the whole file either. I don't think I feel comfortable with that either.
The IDE gives you like a red, but you're not usually using WebStorm, right? I'm not sure what IntelliJ does, but WebStorm, let's say, makes red what you're not. So the wait for in the third test was red. That's how
Yeah, this is my first time I use WebStorm, so I'm probably not accustomed with how it displays the errors. So even if probably it showed them as red, I didn't see them, but that probably comes with experience, and that's something that I don't think GPT can help me with. So and it's still failing. So at the end, it seems that I was not able to make this work. So maybe if I give GPT more details.
Yeah, like big error. Maybe he can figure it out.
Okay, let me try. So let's say this one. So I'm not sure how much buttons exist. Okay. So are still failing. This is the error message for the second one. How can I solve it? The test is not specific enough. So multiple rock texts appear on the page, no? And it picks a different element. That's what it tells me. And
Yeah.
now it added something like, hey, it should be a button.
Yeah.
Because I think that one was not okay. And I'm gonna copy it as I learned I should copy completely. Oh, and I have 3 past unit tests. Okay. So what are the conclusions we can take from this experiment, Andra? What do you think?
I'm not sure if I should be concerned about my job. Probably not, but I don't know. I think I'm happy that it did a good job, let's say. Yeah.
So say that this was a real interview, and of course, I'm not sure how these interviews go, but you, let's say you don't know I've used ChatGPT, you would see that as a past interview, no? That's what I get.
If I would just see the code without interacting with you, yes.
So okay, so with the code, it's a yes. Then it means I managed to pass somehow. But let's take also now the other idea. As an employee, say I've been employed. Maybe I'm not totally zero with front end, which I am, but I'm a junior developer. I know a little bit of things about what those words there do. Maybe I don't know all of them. Would this help me according to what you have seen? So if you've seen I as a totally noob could create this example, it means that for a junior, would that be a lot more easier to use ChatGPT to work?
Yes, it would be easier, but I'm concerned about if a junior uses ChatGPT without basically learning what it does behind the scenes and what, let's say, this code means, then yeah, it will probably make it harder for him in the long run.
Okay, so that's a very good point, actually, because you've seen me. So I copy pasted everything. I don't understand. I never actually asked myself what this is, what this is, what this is. So normally, if now I would have to write it myself without ChatGPT, I would not be able to do that. So yeah.
Yeah, and also it's not that easier in real life because usually you work on a project, right? That let's say it's not day zero on that project. So you have specific versions of, let's say, Jest or React or React testing library. And basically it needs to use those APIs from those versions, and that can be harder. And also, this is a really simple example, right? So usually on a page with, let's say on a React component, I will have probably like an API call. So that, let's say, needs to have like a mock somewhere. And usually you will have, let's say, a centralized mocked somewhere, so you can use it with every API call and just give it some parameters. So in terms of really simple stuff, yeah, I think it does a good job, but it's not that simple in real life from my experience, at least.
But if the organization would implement a ChatGPT trained specifically on their internals, then that would probably be better for all the developers.
Yeah, I think so.
That's what an organization would need to really make things work. Because yeah, indeed, I feel also the same from the previous exercises on Java, for example, that in case of Java, we actually had this problem. So this is trained like with data from a couple of years ago. And I tried to use Spring Boot 3 and it doesn't know Spring Boot 3. So I couldn't actually, if I didn't know myself what to change, I couldn't use it. And it can go very likely because I'm totally sure, does it know all the possible combinations of all the possible dependencies that you can add there? It's very unlikely that it will be able. So it's still debugging techniques that you need to do it by yourself at some point, and which this bot will not be able to help you. Anyway, we didn't expect like yet to have an AI to be able to write the programs for you. Probably we'll definitely lose our jobs when that will happen. So at the moment, at least I learned that I'm safe. I can say that I can still keep my job for a few years, hopefully. And that's it. Cool. Thank you very much, guys. I don't want to keep you any more longer. I think this was a successful experiment. And of course, thank you very much, Andra, for being here with us and for all your valuable input. It was a very nice experiment, and I hope you liked it as well.
Yes, I enjoyed it very much. Thank you for having me again.
And yes, in the next episodes, I'm thinking about also discussing about using this bot for actually learning stuff. So I want to try not to only like code to simulate a task or simulate a job interview or simulate something. So one of the next things I want to try is, hey, I want to learn this stuff. Can you create me an agenda? And then I will try to observe this from the perspective of a trainer and try to see if that's the same thing I will teach in the same way, or if I would do things differently. That I think it's also an important thing, and we can see if okay, maybe ChatGPT can help us all the time with programming, and maybe it can't always make us more productive than we are, and maybe sometimes it can even make us less productive, depending on how you know how to use it. But can it at least help us learn some technologies that we don't know? We'll have to answer this. Okay, thank you very much, everyone. I say again, thank you. Have an excellent time for learning further, and see you next time. Cheers.